recently we've been discussing a sequence of sutras that relate to stanin and adesha, replacements and the thing being replaced. So we started with Shashti Sthane Yoga, Sthane Tritamaha, Yatra Neka Vidamantaryam, Tatrasthana Antaryam Bliyaha, Uran Raparaha, Alontyasya, Nitya, Adev Parasya, Anekal Sarvasya. These sutras, some of which I have personally nicknamed Rules of the Road, are very important in the structure of the grammar. And they're also somewhat mechanical. They're telling the road builders where to go, where to put their ditches, and so on. So the next sutras are operating at a deeper level. And starting with the one for today, Sthanivad Adesho Analvitao. Sthanivad Adesho Analvitao. So, as often happens, we can discuss the meaning, the surface meaning of the sutra, but to understand its function and to give an example involves a higher level of complexity. And we will, as we have in the past, touch on some sutras that we have not yet discussed in particular. So, I had it so it was very good just a second ago. Well, Sthanivad Adesho Nalvidao. Sthanivad Adesho Nalvidao. So, and this is 1156, and I have all along now put in the number of Siddhanta Comedy commentary in the notes, but I'm going to try to remember to do that as we go along here too. So this is 1156 and 49 in Siddhanta Comedy. Dividing up the individual terms, Sthanivat Adesha Analvitao. Analvitao. So Sthanivat means similar or like the stanin. Similar to the stanin, Sthanivat. That means the particular stanin being replaced by the adesha. Then not, al is a way of saying a single letter, vitao, injunction. So the meaning, the translated meaning essentially, except for an injunction related to a single letter, ananvitao, an adesha shall be like its stanin, stanivat. So except for this exception, a single letter injunction, or pertaining to a single letter, an adesha shall be like its tanin. Now, we're not actually going to go into the exception because it's complex, unnecessarily complex for us at the moment, and not a big deal. It's something we could certainly discuss if we come across it. However, the Sthanivat Adesho is very important. It comes up all the time. And if you have been following the discussions of Bulat, you will see that in order to do Bahuvachana, Pratama Purusha, we needed to enjoin this sutra. So otherwise, it wouldn't work. So we've already discussed that a little there, and just a little bit of a pitch is also to say that as we do the forms of Bu all of the lakaras, we're not just deriving the forms. We're not going to spend all this time, which will be a lot of time, doing that any more than we did for videos for Akshara Swamnaya. And that's because it is most obviously a meaningful introduction to the sutras related to dhatu, but also it involves many interplays of sutras of all kinds. So it's exercise in seeing that. For in the formation of Bhulart, there's a sutra that's crucial, Tingshit Sarvadatakam. Tingshit Sarvadatakam. So things that are ting or shit get the name Sarvadataka, and we're confronted with a form, anti, which is neither, apparently, except that anti was in a former life, very recently, actually tip. So it can, I mean, it was actually chi. It was actually chi. So in its new form, anti, it is still chi at heart, and therefore it is sarvadataka. Just another little example. So now, the more common example of commentaries is as follows. First, we have to touch on a Sandhi Sutra, 6187, 69 in Siddhanta Comedy, Ad Gunaha. When ach follows a single guna, which is like the final of the preceding and the initial of the following, replaces both. So a single guna replaces both. So for example, if we have upa and indraha, we have a followed by the ach e, and it is both of those, the preceding one being a and the following one being e, are replaced by a single guna, and by stanentra tamaha, the closest one comes, which is a, the closest to both of them. So we get upendraha. Now we need another couple of sutras to get all the way to our example here, but it's a pretty good example. So the next one, is 6188, 72 in Siddhanta Comedy. This is Vritti Rechi. When a is followed by h, and we know tasmeniti nirdishte purvasya, h, and we know that h is a pratyahara, aoi, ouch. In place of both single vritti comes, and that means antadivat. That means it's in place of the preceding one and the following, a single vritti comes, which is like the final of the preceding and the beginning of the second one. So, an example, straightforward, eka plus ekaha, Here we have a followed by an h, namely a, and it is replaced, they're both, the a and the a, are replaced by a single vritti. And we know vrittirarach, and the closest vritti to a and a is I. That's the winner. So we have ekaikaha. But then there is this problem, because we have Shiva plus Ehi, and what happens to that? That is Shivehi. How is that possible? That's actually the same combination of letters. It's an a followed by a, but it's resulting in a guna, not a vritti. Well, there is one more sutra to bring into account here. 6195, Omang Oscha, and that's 80 in Siddhanta Comedy. And what Omang Oscha says is that when is followed by Om or Ang, and we've talked about Ang before, but we don't need to go into it here, followed by Om or Ang, both are replaced by a single pararupam. That means by the single following letter. So here in Shiva and Ehi, A is the following letter. That is the single pararupam, so that comes in place of both. Shivehi. But, hold the phone, there is no Om or Ang in Shiva Ehi. But we know that the A of Ehi in Shiva Ehi is derived from Ang, and the Ng of Ang is halantyam and disappears. It's it. So it's a combination of Ang and Iha. The A is A plus E, and you get the guna, at gunaha, Ehi. So when we see Shiva Ehi, that A in Ehi is actually Ang. Why is it actually Ang? Because stanivat, adesha nalvidao. It is like the stanin. Now the likenesses can be very subtle and very deep, and it's kind of beautiful. So here, what appears to be A is really in the form of A. And so everything is okay now, because this A, which is really at heart, enjoins Omang Oscha. So we get the correct form, Shivehi, instead of the superficially apparent form, Shivaihi, as it would be if it were Vritirechi. So that is an example of Stanivat Adeshonal Vidao, of what it means to have a replacement be like the thing replaced. The replacement can be like the thing replaced. So it can go on very different levels. A consonant can turn out to be a vowel. A form can turn out to be a verb root. All sorts of things. And so it's a kind of fascinating behind-the-scenes operation. So here we go again. Shashti stana yoga stanentra tamaha yatraneka vidamantaryam tatra stanata antaryam baliha uranraparaha alotyasya nitcha adev parasya anekalshit sarvasya stanivad adeshunal vidao. Stanivad adeshunal vidao. Take care.